Hi everyone, my name is Madison.
And I'm Paige, and we are two UVA dietetic interns.
Today we'll be teaching you how to make stoplight chicken fajitas. This is a great meal to share with friends or use as meal prep for a week's worth of wonderful dinners.
We're going to get started with the Spanish rice. We are going to use boxed rice. This is going to take about 25 minutes to cook, so we want to go ahead and get this started, and we're going to multitask and cut other things while this is cooking. I'm going to hand this back to you. The first step from the box is to measure out 2 cups of water. So I'm going to pour this into our little pot. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to put it on the burner. And we're going to set this to medium-high heat and get it boiling. Then we will add the rice when that is ready. We'll just keep checking on it.
Yes, so now is a great time for us to start prepping our veggies. To cut our onion, we are going to cut off both ends because we're going to make them into crescent shapes or julienne. Yes. So keep your fingers away by curling them, and then beautiful. Cut these ends up. Alright. And then we're going to peel off the first layer of our onion. Get rid of that tough outer skin. We're going to place the flat edge onto our cutting surface. Now we're going to cut it in half and then place the freshly cut edges also on the cutting surface. Then we're just going to rock the knife back and forth, let the knife do its work. If you're pushing down and using a lot of force, that's going to increase your risk of getting cut. So you want to let the knife do most of the work. Just cut it across here. And when you get to a point where you don't feel comfortable cutting anymore, you can actually just flip this edge down and continue cutting. Alright, now that we have our onion cut, we'll just move it over here for later. Oh, Paige! I think the water's boiling.
You are so right. Alright, now that it is boiling, we're going to add the rice to the water. Be careful not to burn yourself. We're going to let this boil for another minute or so, and then we're going to put a lid on it so then it can simmer for 25 minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds
All right,
great.
Perfect.
There's a fun way that you can mince your own garlic. So you take your whole garlic clove that's been peeled and you set it down on your cutting surface, and you want to make sure that the flat edge of your knife is facing down and that you have room off of your cutting board for your knife to come all the way down. If you're over here, then your knife won't come all the way down and you won't crush your garlic flat. So make sure that your handle has room to go all the way down and your knife comes all the way flat with your cutting board. You'll take your garlic clove and you'll set it on there. And then with the back part, the front part of your palm actually, you'll just apply pressure and you'll crush it.
Smack it down.
Alright, blade edge is away from me. everything set up.
Get mad.
Maybe I'll use a fist this time.
I think.
Oh no.
There you go.
Just beat it. Okay, and then you can just run your knife through a couple more times just to make sure that everything is in the same size.
Also, if you don't even want to consider doing this,
Oh yeah.
you can buy garlic that is already minced. That is what I do because I don't have time to do this, even though it looks super fun.
Alright, Paige, what color pepper do you want?
We're gonna go with red because that's my favorite color. So
Awesome.
yes.
Man, this one looks really good. What do you think?
Can you pick another one? I'm really picky.
Okay. Let's see. This one looks really good.
See, I like that one a lot better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna follow all the nice tips and tricks Madison talked to us about earlier, but I'm just gonna apply it to a pepper. So we're going to cut around the core of the pepper. It's so much easier. Oops. We're gonna turn it face down so you have a flat surface. Okay. Did you know
Probably not.
that red peppers contain the most nutrients out of all the peppers?
Really?
Yes,
That's cool.
it is.
Does that mean that the other peppers don't have nutrients?
No, that's not right.
Okay. What kind of nutrients do peppers have?
So peppers are super high in vitamin C, vitamin A, folate. What else? Potassium.
Yeah, vitamin C is an awesome antioxidant.
It really is. So we're gonna try and cut these all into the same size so they will cook evenly when we go to saute them in the pan. Also, did you know that
Probably not.
green bell peppers are not ripe when they are harvested,
I did not know that.
unlike the yellow, red, and orange bell peppers.
We're going to use some of these Brussels sprouts that look so good. And I'm going to show you how to cut our Brussels sprouts so that they're going to cook about the same time as our peppers and onions. Because Brussels sprouts are a lot more tough, a little bit thicker. They'll just take a little bit more time. We're going to shave our Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You take the stem part off of our Brussels sprout, just like that. And then you can use your knife cutting skills to just finely slice our Brussels sprouts.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about actually was that Brussels sprouts, when they're whole and when you cut them open, look like mini cabbages. And that's actually because they're related to cabbages. And broccoli and cauliflower, kale, and even mustard.
Mustard.
Yeah, they're all part of the same family. And these vegetables actually have a sulfur-containing compound that can prevent against certain types of cancers. And they're high in vitamin C, vitamin K, B6, folate, and potassium. They're just a superstar all around. So I encourage you, if you've never tried Brussels sprouts before, to try and introduce them in these fajitas. And who knows, maybe you just found your favorite new vegetable that also keeps you healthy.
We're gonna start making our seasoning, and I'm gonna briefly go over each of our spices individually. Right here, we're gonna use 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Okay. We're also going to use 1 teaspoon of paprika. They both have a nice red color to them. The paprika is a little bit more fiery red, would you say?
Yes.
And the chili powder is a little muted
Yeah.
red. I don't know if that's the
A
best
little
way to describe
darker.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of these have a little spice hotness to them, so if you really like spicy foods, feel free to add more of this to your fajitas. I don't like spice, so this is plenty for me. What about you, Madison?
Yeah. I like heat, but nothing to call the fire department about.
That was so corny.
I know.
Our next spice that we're going to use is called cumin, and we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of this as well. We're going to mix all these together. Cumin is more of a earthy, warm, tangy flavoring. I use it on a lot of things, so it's a nice spice to have in your little cabinet. Also, spices are a great way to enhance the flavor, aroma, sometimes even the color of your meals. They're also a really great replacement or substitute for sodium if you're trying to reduce that in your diet. And if you really don't want to spend an arm and a leg on these individual spices, maybe this is a one-time meal prep for you, or maybe you just don't think you're going to use these later down the line, you can always purchase a taco seasoning packet. Super cheap. You just rip it open, pour it in. That's all you gotta do. No measuring.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. That's what I would use because I'm a little lazy, so
Sounds good.
yes. Okay, enough talking about the spices. Now we're gonna actually mix them together. So I'm gonna do a little of this, do a little of that,
Awesome.
and then salt and pepper to taste. Now we're just gonna take this great spoon and mix these all together.
Fine. So, here are our chickpeas. We're going to use about 1 cup,
Yeah, I think that's right.
and we're going to heat up our skillet. 1 tablespoon of olive oil to our pan. Like that. And then we're just gonna add our chickpeas and then add a little bit of our seasoning. Just,
Yes.
ooh, the sizzle.
I love that sound.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do 1 tablespoon of our seasoning for our chickpeas. And like I said, because they're not a meat, we don't have to worry about them getting done. They're already cooked. We just want to heat them up and get them a little bit crispy on the outside. Yeah, I think that looks done. We can transfer them to the plate. Since it's already cooked, we're just gonna warm up our chicken with some more olive oil and our warm pan.
I'll let you pour the olive oil.
Thank you. We're just gonna do 1 tablespoon of olive oil again, and we're gonna add our cooked chicken right in.
It's not as great of a sizzle this time.
Oh, but it's still gonna be tasty. You could also use other kinds of meats if you like. You could do steak. You could do fish. You could probably try different beans if you'd like.
Ooh, lentils.
That would be amazing.
Some pork. If that tickles your fancy, I don't know if it does.
Yeah, pork fajitas sound great. We want to cook our Brussels sprouts first because they're going to take a little bit longer. So we're going to do our Brussels sprouts, and we're also going to do our onions. We're going to do those together. Paige is going to add our 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then the veggies.
Do you want me to dump this whole thing in here?
as much as you want. You get to customize what ratio of veggies you want for your fajitas.
Since I like Brussels sprouts, I'm gonna go a little heavy.
Sounds great to me. Looks good.
There you go.
And then our onions.
I'm gonna go a little light on the onions. Don't need onion breath. Am I right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, we're using high heat and fat to cook our veggies.
Yeah. It looks like you're ready to add in some of our peppers now, Paige.
Alright.
And
Actually, I'm gonna get you to put the peppers
yeah, I
in
can do
while I
that.
keep this rocking and
I'm
rolling.
gonna actually put in some of our garlic.
Ooh. Onions and garlic.
Oh yeah.
What a combo.
The best combo. Anytime that I'm cooking with garlic and onion, people just come running. They're like, what are you making? It smells so good. And I haven't even started making it yet.
I did
It's
not
just-
need to do that.
How's it looking? Throw some more green in there.
Yeah. I mean, I love red, but I also love green.
Wow, that looks so colorful.
It's so pretty.
I know. Let's add some of our seasoning too. What? Oh, is that too spicy? Maybe we'll have really spicy fajitas. Okay, looks like our vegetables are pretty much done. We're just gonna add about 2 teaspoons of lime juice on there.
You could also use lemon juice. That is totally up to you. It's like one of the great things about this recipe is you can put anything in here that you want.
You really can. All right, we'll just transfer that onto another plate.
Where do you want to start with?
Let's start with some veggies.
Veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Get a big ol'.
Oh yeah, looks amazing.
Is that enough? You
That
think?
looks good.
All right.
Should we do some chicken in this one?
We sure can. Let me get rid of you.
Yep.
Ooh. Trying to be graceful with this, but you know.
Oh, that looks so good. Put this one here.
Okay.
This is such a fun meal to be able to customize. You can put anything in any combination that you want in here. You can change the kind of tortillas you use.
Ooh, like what?
Oh, you could use corn tortillas. You could use whole wheat. You could mix it up and try some spinach tortillas.
Get more green in there.
I know. And then lastly, you can customize it with any kind of topping you want.
I love avocado. So I'm
Let's
gonna
add some
top
avocado.
this one to the chicken.
That looks so good.
All right. What else can you put on there? Like sour
Some
cream?
cilantro, some shredded cheese, sour cream,
Did you already say jalapeno?
hot sauce. I did not say jalapeno.
I don't know why I suggest that because I don't like hot foods. I'm gonna put a
Sounds
little
really good still.
cilantro on this one.
Yep.
So, you know, why not? It might be a little heavy on the cilantro, but
I don't.
It'll be
think it
fine.
Too heavy on cilantro.
shall we try them?
Yeah, I want to try the rice one.
Well, I want to try this one because I just.
All
never
right.
had yours.
Cheers.
Cheers.